Hey guys, welcome back to the Berry Mountain Homestead. If you are new, my name is Michelle.
I'm Tony.
We live full-time in an RV and are getting our homestead together and everything that comes with that. So today we are prepping the RV for the winter.
Yes, we're getting ready to actually hook up the water and move in. Really, right now we're living here, but we're not really moved in. We don't have water yet. So
we are living here except for probably our water. So we're not cooking here. And anything that involves water we're not doing here yet. We have my parents' house right next door, so that's where we've been going, but we obviously want our own water, and we are working on that today by adding the skirting, and then also the challenge of keeping our pipes warm and our tanks warm underneath.
To keep the tanks warm, we are gonna run some trouble lights. We got 3, I don't know if we're gonna need it, but we got 3, and we're gonna hook one underneath each one to try to just add a little bit of warmth. And we have the skirting around the outside so the wind doesn't come through. It's just 1/2-inch foam board. It only has an R value of 2, but the real main thing we're concerned about is the wind coming through.
Yeah. We
are on the side of a mountain. It gets windy up here.
So the real thing is, how can we have water in the RV during the very cold winter, not have our pipes freeze, and not have our tanks freeze? Like, how do you do that? That's what we're bringing you guys along today to figure out and to problem solve with us and try to get this thing ready for winter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we are going to go get to work.
So one of the ways we're going to help monitor our temperature underneath is we have a 4-way temperature hygrometer station. So this is the sensor that we're going to be putting underneath. This just happens to be the 3rd sensor, which is the 3 on it. It is a temperature gauge and a hygrometer. Not that we really care about the humidity underneath, but we do inside, which is important. Hi, guineas! So these are our 3 trouble lights that we are going to hang underneath the tanks in there. We got 3. We're going to try to put 1 underneath each tank. Should be enough, but we're going to find out rather quickly if it is or not. So this is the water connection that we already have. Well, our in-laws have, my in-laws have, Michelle's parents. It stays warm over the winter. It is an insulated box. Inside they have their water hookup, which we just put a little splitter off of that we can turn on and off in case we need it. And they already have a trouble light in here to keep it warm, and they don't seem to have any problems with it. We had to drill a hole in the outside, and then we filled it with the, I don't know what it's called, the spray stuff that foams up and then hardens. It's hard now. We did it a while ago, like styrofoam. It comes out over here, and it has the plug that goes in up there. They already have an outlet there, so that'll be perfect. This brand is called Pirit. So we got 100-foot because the 50-foot ones are just not enough to reach to our city water connection, and we went over there. 50 feet was not enough, so we had to get the 100, which is very expensive for a hose, but it is heated. There's a thermostat right here that'll be outside of our pinning on the outside, our skirting, and so that'll be perfect because it'll still register the right temperature. And we are going to be working under here today to try to put the trouble lights up. We'll be working on that. Hopefully we can get it all done. So one of the things we're also doing today is this heated hose has like 6 warnings on it that says do not turn it on while it's coiled up because it will melt and overheat. So we need to stretch it out underneath our camper, our RV, and then bring it back out over here. So it's tight. This is our space underneath. It's about 1.5 feet, so I'm gonna be on my belly crawling. That right there is our poop tote, so we can move our black water and gray water across. That's my way out. I didn't get very far, obviously. This stuff right here is the underpinning that makes this an all-weather RV. It is just like corrugated plastic that is sealed off. It is sealed off, which is nice to help keep the tanks from freezing in the winter, but I just don't trust it. Hey, Michi.
Hi.
There's the light on ya. This is fun.
Sprout.
Yeah, I know. There's stuff growing under here. We found a new way to farm.
Oh god. Okay, so we are currently still under the RV, and Tony just hooked 2 of the lights up. So I'm gonna flip you guys around and show you the progress of what we did. We also strung the hose throughout it so that it wasn't like coiled on itself. Alright, so that's 1 light. You can see it hanging there. 1 light by Tony back there, and that should honestly probably be enough. Now we just need to hook up the sensor so that we can tell the temperature of this thing.
Which I left outside out under here, so we have to
No!
So we're gonna put the sensor up. Our idea is to put it kind of in between the two lights and kind of far away so it doesn't pick up the heat from there. And hopefully this stays here.
Hey guys, so it's a new day today, and today we are going to be wrapping up getting this water on in our RV. So we have to do what to finish?
Finish the skirting. We didn't actually get any skirting done last time. It got too dark after we put the lights underneath.
Yeah.
And hooked up the electricity underneath. So we're gonna finish the skirting around today. We don't have too much to do. It should be okay. And then hook up the water and hopefully nothing explodes.
Are you ready to get the water on for the first time in our RV?
I am, so that we can cook.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it today.
For this area, instead of using the insulation that we're taping to the outside, we're gonna use an old door that we cut down to size. So we have to move it to get to our storage tank right there. That's the dump out. So what I'm doing right now is dumping some stone out that we had laying around to make it level so that this door sits there and we don't have to add extra foam board to it to make it all nice and snug. So while I'm working on this side over here, Michelle's over on the other side of the RV putting up more foam board. We have found out that she is way better at it than I am, so that's gonna be her job for a little bit. The guineas are back.
Hey you guys, alright, so I wanted to share with you the crazy hard work I just did on this stinking skirting. It's so hard sometimes to get it around every little piece. So we have our steps, and we have to have our steps, you know, obviously down all the time. So we had to put the skirting around it. So I'm gonna flip you around and show you the puzzle that I just solved. Alright, so here's the steps. I put this piece in. So this piece comes around, goes back under there, under the steps, and back over. I had to stick my head way in there. Not easy. Alright, so tell them what we're about to do.
Hook up the water finally.
Finally hooking up the water. So this is our heated hose that you guys saw earlier. Alright, and so we're hooking it up. Alright, so the hose is hooked up. We will actually link that below because we got it on Amazon. It was not cheap. I think Tony explained that, right? You explained to them it was not cheap, but it's well worth it. And I'm hoping we can use it later on. Like, it's not just going to be for the RV. We could probably use it when we have a garden, stuff like that. It'd be nice to just have a heated hose, like maybe in the greenhouse or something. But we're going to go actually turn it on now so that we have water. I'm so excited.
Me too.
And we're cooking tonight.
Turn it off.
Turn it off?
Yeah, turn it off.
Okay. A little disappointing news. A lot of disappointing news. We plugged it in and the whole thing's leaking and we don't really know why. We're going to do a lot of research and figure it out.
We have an idea.
We're thinking this whole thing might need replaced. It's leaking from like back in there.
But it's not leaking on the inside.
Yeah, and it's not on the inside of our RV. It's just like, I don't know, I think this, we might have to replace it. So what does this mean? Besides that I'm very disappointed.
It means that we're probably not cooking.
We might, well, we were thinking we could fill the freshwater tank.
We could.
And, or I don't know, or just scratch it for next weekend and order some parts and figure it out then.
We also don't have a pressure regulator, which we found out that most everyone uses. But I don't think there's too much pressure, but there could be.
Well,
you
we
never
also
really know.
lowered it, though. We lowered the
We did
hose a
lower
little
it.
bit, and that didn't really do anything. To have less water coming in, it still was leaking.
Yeah, so hopefully it's as simple as taking off the city water connection, putting some thread tape on it, putting it back together, and it's fixed.
We'll figure it out, but
No water yet.
so you guys will have to stay posted because for now this was a fail, but we're gonna keep going and try something else to figure it out. And sometimes that happens, right? Yeah. So definitely stay tuned. Probably next vlog will be us trying to figure this out. And if you are into RVs or ever wanting to get an RV or camping, this might be useful to you. And if not, you can just come along for the journey and support us. So definitely subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and we will catch you guys in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.